Doctor, thank you so much for joining us, and good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's just get started. You are the co-chair for the African Ambassadors Economic Forum Organizing Committee that's scheduled for the 18th of July at the Africa House in Washington, D.C., now followed by other activities that will also happen on the 19th. What inspired your connection to Africa's economic destiny, and how do you envision the continent's role in the global wealth shift?
Well, in America, we get partial information when it comes to Africa. And I started to recognize my connection through the Africans that do live in America, first and foremost. And then I did a genealogy test, everybody, and come to find out, dun, 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 I'm Igbo, right? So I'm Nigerian as well. And a lot of that information came from internal soul searching, internal discovery. But then as I connected with my African brothers and sisters here in America, I started to find out more. And I'm like, why are we not in Africa? Why are we not in Africa? And then I met with some key brothers, Brother David and Brother Uche. So Dr. Uche and Dr. David connected me through me coming to Africa. So it was me coming home, right, to Africa, to the continent, that I found more information out. So me getting away from where I come from and going back to where I belong, my origin. And so me coming to the continent was where I really understood and saw opportunities that were so vast. And I was like, they've been lying to us, you guys. So I was able to go home. And once I saw that, I made a connection with the right people. And here we are.
And as co-chair, what role do you think the AAE Forum will play in advancing this vision that you speak of?
Exactly. Well, first and foremost, it gives us insight and it puts us as insiders. I'm also an investor and a trader in the global markets. I'm a trader in different kind of financial opportunities and building assets. And it gives us the insider information that we've always needed by being connected to one another. So all of us throughout the diaspora have been told different things, but until we're involved and we become insiders, it's going to be very difficult to get a seat at that table. I'd rather just be the architect and build that table with other people that are building tables as well. And we only get a seat when we choose and we decide that it is our turn, it is our time, it is something that we want to do. So first and foremost, me being a chair, it makes me an insider. And now I have insider information and I can do more and I can be more empathetic and more intelligent emotionally and intellectually for what is needed at this time.
Now, Dr. Omai, you work in alternative investment and have a long-standing interest in emerging markets. In your opinion, I'd like to know, what are the most undervalued or maybe understated investments that maybe African investors are not looking at currently?
Excellent question. So first and foremost, at Harvard, they taught us about emerging markets. So you have to know that Africa is the top market. India and the Asian markets are the top markets in the world, right? 1 billion people in India, 1 billion people in Africa, 1 billion people in Asia. So that already was taught throughout Harvard. So people who get to go to Harvard, like myself, get that insider information. So what I believe and what I know is that the best investment are Africans, is people, it's our minds, our intellectual property. Africa is the command center of the entire planet. So it's the people, it's the brain child, it's the intellect, it's the melanin, it's the details on the inside of us. People, Black people specifically and Africans specifically, that are the investment. We are the best investment that we're ever going to find. Look at gold at $3,300 or $1,600 or $4,000, and then look at melanin. It's like we're $33,000. It's like there's nothing that moves without it on the planet. So that comes from our intellectual property. So I believe investments in agri-tech or intellectual property or human brain power is being overlooked.
I mean, they say the future now is those who are going to be, having this skills in silos instead of the future of wealth is those who are in charge of silos of human capital. But beyond, policies and projects, especially economic transformation, which often begins at the personal level, what is your personal philosophy when it comes to building generational wealth, and how does that philosophy align with the future of Africa's diaspora?
Right. Excellent question again. So it's you knowing that you're wealthy without the money, wealthy without the college degree, wealthy without it's somehow our wealth identity, especially through a generational genealogy bloodline perspective, has been stripped from our brains and our minds. And that's all over the world. But in Africa, because the power that they're extracting from Africa is proof. The way that it's been colonized is proof. The dependency on Africa throughout the planet is proof that it comes from the people, not from the land. And so once people identify as wealthy, they're wealthy. Once people admit that they're wealthy, they're wealthy. When they start making wealthier decisions, when they start thinking more wealthy, not so-and-so's wealth, but their own internal wealth, is not going to work anyway. I can tell you that you're beautiful, but if you don't believe it, you're not going to believe it. So somehow the identity of wealth they have to be reminded. I can't make you wealthy, but I can remind you that you're wealthy by showing you the wealth inside of you, whether that be through your education, whether that be through your input, your intellect, your skill set, your time that you put into something, your energy. And then we can start talking about bank accounts and money, because money is an energy. And without that energy, it doesn't flow. And so a lot of people just don't identify and they don't remember that they're wealthy. And so I'd be remiss not to say, remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to create wealth. And it's been with our ancestors, and it's inside of us as well. Well, we're not taught that over and over, and we're told what to do and how to do it and how to think. And media shows us how to live our life, and entertainment teaches us how to live these false identities. So most people are just suffering from an identity crisis. And I believe that people like myself can reiterate the identity of wealth. I've been a millionaire since I was 26 years old. I'm 46. I know I look 12, but I'm 46 years old. And I've been a millionaire for so long, but it's so lonely and so boring that people don't want to hear that. How did you do it, Dr. O? Well, I identified with it first. I thought I was wealthy my whole life. I mean, even when we were on government assistance, I come from four years of government assistance, 4 years of a curse, in my opinion. And I just didn't think that that was the way to do it. So it was me identifying first and foremost and remembering that I'm wealthy. My smile is worth $1 billion, you know? So it was like that.
Well, I didn't know it was that easy. You know what? As from now on, I identify as wealthy. I am a millionaire in dollars. But then you will be hosting world leaders from across Africa at the AAE Forum this year in DC. So what message do you have for African leaders as they prepare to attend this event?
Right. Again, if you don't identify as wealthy, you don't pass the wealth along to the people, what do you have it for? I know a lot of billionaires. I fly billionaires and millionaires into my city in Dallas, Texas, United States of America. I've been doing it since 2011. And I don't care how rich you are, and I don't care how many Rolls Royces you drive. If you're not going to distribute it back to the people, you're not wealthy, right? You're just rich. And so what I'm asking leaders to do is to distribute, please. I would rather be a distributor of wealth than a obtainer of it. It makes no sense. It's too expensive to maintain anyway. So I would rather find the minds, the brilliant minds of the people, and I'm asking leaders to pour back into the people that are out there really doing the right things by their communities, by their families, and by their own talent within. And so just reinvest in the talent in the people.
Right. I mean, Doctor, this has been sublime. Indeed, Africa is rising, and with champions like yourself, Dr. Omai Kofi, helping to drive the conversation, is time that we have, this conversation. And we look forward to this event happening July 17th and 18th and 19th in Washington, D.C. And we'll be watching from here. I'm sure News Central will be covering it as well, happening and in the month of July, on the 18th to the 19th of July in Washington, D.C. And our very very own Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief of News Central TV, and that's Mr. Haide Akintemi, will also be there and be one of the speakers as well. Dr. Omai Kofi, once again, many thanks. We appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you.
I understand the date has not been changed to 20th? 18th to 20th?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so July 18th to 20th. All right, there we go. I just wanted to get the date correctly. But we'll be watching the Africa Ambassadors Economic meeting, a forum happening live for those 3 days. But once again, thank you, Doctor.